By quoting the words of one of our esteemed and venerable famous librarians, hola, hola, hola. Sandra did mention that based on the evaluation of previous sessions, there were a lot of complaints that the opening remarks were not long enough. People really wanted us to go on at great length. I'll be very, very brief. I first of all want to express my deep regrets for missing the reception yesterday. As you know, there is nothing that hurts me more than to miss a party. And Molly and I were detained. We were meeting with the director of the American Association of Publishers to talk about how we can work together to make sure that libraries can provide access to digital books and resolve what are some really difficult problems that we're facing that are keeping all of us awake at night. So I, again, do regret having missed you last night. I want to go back to the 50 million people. I would say that what we are presented with here now in this country is a historic opportunity. We have, of those 50 million people, perhaps half are under 20 years old. We have a whole generation that is coming up in this country that is ready to be and eager to be educated, to take their place, and I believe, and I earnestly hope, to change this country in ways that are going to make a huge difference going forward. I think of a more equitable, I think of a more just, I think of a more peaceful country, and I think of the role that that generation is going to play in that. On the other hand, that generation can't do it without libraries. We know, as my great-grandparents did, that libraries are the avenue to employment, to advancement, to education, to success, and to taking our place as members of a vibrant democratic society. You can't do that if the library doors are closed. So one of the things that we at the association, I hope, work tirelessly at is to try and figure out ways to help build support for libraries. And if you look at Molly's initiative, Camilla's initiative, so many of the ALA presidents have focused on how do we build support for libraries. And I think we've had some great successes even in this economy. We have literally saved, in Florida, $25 million 2 years in a row was zeroed out, all appropriations for libraries. And I know from what people tell us that ALA is able to help those people as they made the case to try and save that. We have a tough job ahead of us, but we are going to prevail. I think that I'm so thrilled with Molly's initiative because it strikes a second theme, and that theme is we need your voices, we need Latino voices within the American Library Association. We've had some great leadership, presidents, executive directors, founding members of our Office of Diversity, an increasing number of counselors who are Reforma members. You need to step up. We need you in order to make this association into the association that it needs to be in order to speak for the people that we serve and to make sure that our country addresses the urgent needs and that we become part of an international community working with the countries that we all came from to build again a better, a more well-educated, a more just and a more equitable world. I can't leave without thanking very much Miguel Figueroa. Miguel, are you here?
Hey, Miguel.
He's very shy. He's probably hiding under his chair as we speak. All I can say is thank you very much for having me. It's great to see so many old friends, and I look forward to working with you over the coming weeks and months and years to accomplish great things. Thank you.
This is a beautiful city, isn't it? When early in the planning stages, we were looking at venues, and one of the important variables that we think about when looking at the conference venue or location is the strength of the chapter. And the Colorado chapter proved itself when Midwinter was here a couple of years ago. They were very active, involved. They presented a program. So that demonstrated to us that the Colorado chapter was ready to host the Reforma conference. And they have stepped up to the plate. They have done extraordinary work in supporting the Reforma conference. And so I want to thank them and congratulate them for their support. And at this time, I'd like to introduce to you the president of the Colorado chapter, Gada Canopy Elcher, president of the Colorado chapter.
Buenos días. Buenos días. On behalf of the Colorado chapter, I would like to welcome all of you to this conference and to Colorado. And I think all of you know by now that all of us individual members make up this great chapter. And without your work and the volunteers' work, we wouldn't be standing here today and seeing all these wonderful faces from all over the country. When I was asked to introduce Maria Wahab, my first thought was, does she really need an introduction? See, if you work and live for human and civil rights, for the well-being of children and youth, for the empowerment of women, children, and youth, you are destined to cross paths with Maria. As a global citizen and navigator of cultures, Maria is involved in community-based world peace efforts and international dialogues. She advocates for cultural competence and for the authenticity of diverse perspectives. She invites people to communicate their gifts and life lessons with each other. Her life journey started in labor and migrant workers' camps. There she was surrounded by her parents and the larger community's love and care. There also she learned about the difference between literacy and education and the many paths of leadership. Her career and work are informed by these experiences. She leads by example, and many of us here in Colorado know that and follow her footsteps. She is an advocate for advancing the living conditions of children and youth. She encourages after-school programs and parent engagement. She helps to battle the circumstances that cause school dropout. Her goal is to make growing up easier through better health and mental health care conditions and accessibility to cultural values for all. She is an accomplished writer, reader, national speaker, educator, author. She is a community volunteer, but above all, she is a mother. Please help me welcome Maria.